What's going on, everybody? Crazy Dog back with a very special Cleveland Browns video for you guys. And as you can tell by the background, this is going to be my first Browns draft video of the offseason. Yeah, here we are, one day away from the NFL draft, and I am just now doing my first Browns draft video. Which is crazy considering if you are a longtime viewer of the channel, you remember when I used to do mock drafts during the bye week. Because at that time, when we were absolutely garbage, by the time the bye week rolled around, our season was practically over. And we really had nothing to look forward to besides mock drafts. And yet here we are now, franchise quarterback, very good team, and oh yeah, no first or second round pick. So now we get to just sit back for the first two or so rounds and relax. And then once the third round comes up, then we get to get a little excited. Unless Andrew Berry pulls a fast one and either trades up or trades down. Knowing him, he could easily trade down and acquire more picks. But I mean, are we really in the position to acquire more picks? I mean, if I was Andrew Berry, I'd be trying to use those picks to either get a better player, like a veteran, via trade, or maybe trade up to get a player that you really want in the draft. Who knows what AB is going to cook up for us? That's what makes it exciting, you know? But yeah, in this video, I'm going to talk about 10 players that I think the Browns could take with one of or both of their third round picks that they have this year. And you're probably thinking, wait, how do they have two? Well, we have the original one, and then we have a comp pick that we got when the Vikings hired Kwesi Adolfo-Mensa. So, yeah, two third rounders. And honestly, it wouldn't be surprising if we maybe even got a third rounder. Never know. Who knows what AB is going to cook up, and that makes me excited because nobody knows what he's going to do. He's a mastermind, you know? He's an evil genius when it comes to draft picks. Of course, a lot of his picks really haven't panned out, but yeah, we'll see what happens this year. But yeah, well, let's get started with my original top 5 draft targets for the Cleveland Browns. Now, before I get into this, be sure to hit the like button, subscribe, and hit the bell if you're wondering about what I'm going to be doing during the draft. Well, I'm still going to be doing my draft reactions, and if you're curious about am I going to stream the Cavs Knicks game 6, well, we got to win tonight first to have a game 6. So we got to see what time we would even play game 6 if we make it there. We got to win the night. Now, if we win the night, then obviously the Cavs and Knicks will be playing on Friday, and we'll see what time they play. But most likely, I will not be streaming that game because I'm not going to miss the draft. Straight up. Especially when we're about to pick, you know. But with that being said, let's get into my 10 draft targets for the Cleveland Browns, starting with my main 5. Now, these guys are the ones that I would really want in the third round. The first guy is a guy that would definitely bolster our defensive line. And he's also a dude that I've seen featured in many mock drafts lately. And that is Wisconsin defensive lineman Keanu Benton. I guess you could say this guy would be many Browns fans' draft crush this year. And is he my draft crush? I'd say he's probably one of them. Definitely. I mean, you put this guy with Dalvin Tomlinson and Perion Winfrey and all those other monsters in the middle of our D line. Oh, yeah. He would absolutely wreak havoc. And speaking of wreaking havoc, my next guy is also a defensive lineman, and he's another one of my draft crushes, and he is Florida defensive lineman Gervon Dexter. Now, you remember I did a video talking about him visiting Cleveland a little while ago on his little pre-draft visit. And I think I would probably say he's probably either my number 1 draft crush or maybe he's like my 1A draft crush. Now, if he's 1A, who's 1B? Well, that would be a guy like, say, Jack Campbell, linebacker, Iowa. Yeah, I would really love this guy. Now, would he be there in the third round? Possibly. Although I could easily see him maybe going late second. But we'll see what happens. I'm sure if Andrew Berry wants him bad enough, he could always trade up and get him. probably wouldn't be too hard. Although we do kind of lack capital to jump up, but you never know with Andrew Berry. You know, he could include a player that like Anthony Harrison Bryant or something. But yeah, I would love Jack Campbell on the Cleveland Browns at linebacker to go with JOK and company. That would be nice. Now, another guy that I would really love the Browns to take in the third round is defensive back. I believe his name is Jamie or Jamie Robinson. It's tricky because he has two M's in his first name. Now, if you're a Florida State fan and, you know, if I just butchered his name, let me know how to pronounce it in the chat, in the comments of the chat. Like, this is a live stream. That's what happens when you do a lot of live streams. You're just so used to there being a live chat. But yeah, let me know in the comments down below if I mispronounced his name. Is it Jamie? Let me know. Better let me know now than when I do my draft reaction video and he gets drafted and I wind up butchering his name. You know, it's all I'd need. But yeah, another guy that I would absolutely love to have on this team in the secondary. He'd be great. Now, my final main draft target for the Cleveland Browns in the third round is running back Deuce Vaughn. Now, I'll admit, I didn't really watch a whole lot of this guy because, you know, he plays at Kansas State and they get to watch a lot of Kansas State where I live. Even though I now live in Big 12 country, but still, I never really got to watch a lot of him in college because a lot of times when Kansas State was playing, my Buckeyes were playing too. So I didn't really get a chance to watch a lot of him. But with what little I've watched, this kid is an absolute freak. He's a stud. And you put him in our backfield with Chubb and Jerome Ford, that would be a nasty three-headed monster to have. I would absolutely go nuts if we drafted Deuce Vaughn. As for my next 5 Browns draft targets for the third round, my first one is wide receiver Marvin Mims out of Oklahoma. Crazy Dog has the Browns selecting yet another Oklahoma Sooner. Well, I don't know if you've noticed, but I guess this front office just really, really likes Oklahoma Sooners. I mean, look how many we took last year. Now, the sad part is Michael Woods actually got hurt, so that would leave a hole open for a possible rookie receiver addition. And Marvin Mims is a certified playmaker. Deshaun Watson would feast with him at receiver. I already know it. It would be awesome. Not gonna lie. I think Marvin Mims is one of my favorite like offensive draft targets for the Browns. Legit. Like top 3. You know. But yeah, I would absolutely go crazy if we got Marvin Mims. And I'm sure a lot of Browns fans would think Andrew Berry is once again trolling with this draft pick, but he was only trolling last year because he had the whole Baker Mayfield thing. Wouldn't necessarily be trolling this year. It would just show that Andrew Berry just loves Oklahoma Sooners, much like our previous regime loved LSU Tigers. You know? But yeah, I would absolutely love Marvin Mims on the Browns. Another guy that I would love on the Browns, ironically, his last name is Brown, is Jair Brown, defensive back, Penn State. I mean, why not, right? Select a guy named Brown on the Browns. That jersey would sell like hotcakes, I'm pretty sure. I'm joking. It wouldn't. No. You'd probably barely see any Jair Brown jerseys. But you never know. You know, some psychotic fan would probably buy it, meaning me. Oh, yeah, but Jair Brown is a really, really good defensive back. And given how thin our secondary is right now, especially at safety, yeah, Jair Brown with Juan Thornhill and Grant Delpit, that would be a nice looking trio. That really would be. Now, my third draft target for the Cleveland Browns, or should I say my 7th, or 8th, Zach Harrison, defensive end, Ohio State. I'll be honest with you. This guy really wasn't doing a whole lot when Kerry Combs was running the defense. And then Jim Knowles comes in and he turns Zach Harrison into a low-key stud. Zach Harrison is good at one thing, stopping the run, which would be good for us because we already got our pass rusher in Myles Garrett. You get Zach Harrison to stop the run. That'd be nice. That really would be nice. I mean, we had Jadeveon Clowney to do that last year, so bring in Zach Harrison to do that for us this year. He'd be a really good piece to have on the D line at the edge. Going back to the offense for my final two draft targets. First one, running back Israel Abanikanda out of Pittsburgh. Again, I haven't really seen a lot of tape on him, but from what I've heard and with the little I've seen, this dude is really, really good. Really good. And just like Deuce Vaughn, you put him in our backfield, I think he would complement Chubb and Ford really nicely. And then for my final draft target for the Cleveland Browns in the third round, Jayden Reed, wide receiver, Michigan State. And I've seen quite a few mock drafts that had us taking him with our second third round pick. And personally, I absolutely freaking love this guy. He would again be an absolute stud in our offense. And yeah, if we got him, I'd be happy. Not gonna lie, I'd be elated if we got him. I'm sure someone in the chat is probably gonna be like, yo, crazy dog, you could just say that your first five are guys that you could take with your first third rounder, and the second five are guys that you could take with your second third rounder. That's a really good idea. Yeah, how about that? The first five draft targets are guys that we could take with our first third rounder, and then the five I just named are guys that we could take with our second third rounder. Yeah, that sounds really good. I'm gonna stick with that. So let me know what you guys think of these 10 prospects. Are there anyone that I missed? Is there someone out there that I didn't talk about that you think the Browns would be heavily interested in with one of their third round picks? Be sure to let me know in the chat down below. And yeah, man, the draft is almost here. We are just about 1 day away. Of course, us Browns fans got to wait until the third round to finally see the Browns make a draft pick, if they even make a draft pick on Friday, because for all we know, we could trade up, trade down, or whatever. But I'm sure Andrew Berry is going to cook up something good for us. But as you know, whenever we make a draft pick, I'll have my draft reaction out as soon as possible. And you're going to get my legit reaction to every draft pick, just like I've done in years past. Now, as far as live streams go, tonight I will be live for Cavs Knicks Game 5. And then on Friday, I'm not sure if I'm going to go live for Cavs Knicks Game 6, because of course we got to get to Game 6. But also, what if we play during the draft? Well, that's a dilemma. I have to think about it. But with that being said, guys, I'm Crazy Dog, and let's get on with the draft, man. Let's freaking go. It's already draft time. My goodness. And believe it or not, it may not sound like it, but I'm actually very excited for the draft. I mean, I'm just not over the moon because I gotta wait. Now, trust me, if we had a first or second round pick this year, I would probably have pumped out so many draft videos. Now, if you're wondering why we don't have a second rounder, it's because we acquired Elijah Moore. So, yeah. Ourselves a really good receiver to go for Deshaun. So, I liked it. Kind of sick getting rid of our second rounder, but we got a good receiver out of it. So, that was cool. But yeah, with that being said, guys, I'm Crazy Dog, and I will see you all later. Go Cavs tonight, of course. Go Browns. It's almost draft time. Let's freaking go. I'm out. Bye.